And you guys, just read it. Trust me. Trust me. If you guys have never trusted me before, just trust me on this one. And I'm telling you, I give this book like a 5 star, and I'm not joking. You guys need to read this book. See, I can't overemphasize this enough. Read it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Natasha. If you are new here, welcome. Okay, for today's video we've got something very exciting, you guys. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Okay, and as you guys know, that's if you've been watching my videos, I love reading. Like, I love reading so much. I said in my self-care video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys some book recommendations, like the books that I love reading and I want you guys to read too. So just for like a backstory, I actually did not enjoy reading from the onset, like from like before. I did not enjoy reading. And then my mom got me like my first book, not like the first book that I ever read, because in my school we read books.
Oh my god! Wow!
So like she got me this book and it was Evan. I've forgotten the writer's name, but like the book was actually very nice, and I feel like it was a bit too mature for me though. Yeah, but I still read it. So I read that book like 4 to 5 times. I'm not even joking. I read that book many times. I'm not joking. So like my sister sent me this ebook, and oh my god, you guys, this is where this video starts, because it was the book that made me fully fall in love with reading. But hey god, you guys, if people read this book, I've read this book like 600 times. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you guys get the point. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into today's video. So the first book is the Dragonian series. It was written by Adrian Woods, and you guys, this book, I've read this book like 5 times, and I'm reading it now, making it 6, and I'm not even joking. You guys need to read this book. Let me just like give you guys a few details on this book. So like the first book is called Firebolt. So this story is about Elena. It's a fantasy book though. All her life she has been living in like the human side, like the normal side, like the normal side. So like all her life she has been running, and she doesn't know what she has been running from. Like they've been moving, changing schools, changing locations and all that. She herself and her dad. So like there was a particular day when they were moving and her dad died. So like everything went upside down from there, and she found herself in a whole new world. A whole new world. Okay, in a whole new world, and she found out that her father was a dragon. So like she almost lost her mind. Like it was crazy, you guys. It was crazy. And then like she met wonderful people. She met a guy named Lucian, and you guys, Lucian was like the guy you would ever want. Like Lucian was like, see, you guys, if you read this book, you fall in love with Lucian. And like it also has this enemies to lovers spin to it. And you guys need to read this book. And Lucian, they were dating, herself and Lucian, and he loved her so much. They loved each other. Like their relationship was smooth sailing, and like everything was just nice. And there were like different obstacles coming, yeah. And she was born with like a dark mark, which is called like the mark of Dragonians or something like that. So like she was seen as special because of how dark her mark was. And like she did not even know what it meant, because all these things were new to her. I don't want to like spoil the story. I'm just giving you guys like but you guys need to read this book. I'm not joking. You guys need to read this book. And there was like this guy named Blake who was the Rubicon, and it was like a jerk, you guys. It was a jerk. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say about this story. I don't want to talk too much on it. And yeah, this is actually my first book recommendation video, so I don't know if maybe I revealed too much, but we'll manage it. Okay. So like, the first book is called Firebolt, and the second book is called Thunderlight, and the third book is called First Bite, and the fourth one is called Moonbreeze, and the fifth one is called Starlight. So it has 5 books in it, and you guys just read it. Trust me, trust me. If you guys have never trusted me before, just trust me on this one, and I'm telling you, I give this book like a 5 star, and I'm not joking. You guys need to read this book. See, I can't overemphasize this enough. Read it, and you will know what I'm talking about. Just read it, okay? So the next book on my list is called The Selection, and it was written by Kiera Cass. It's a series, and it has 5 books. The first one is called The Selection, and the second one is called The Alot, and the third one is called The One, and the fourth one is called The Hair. So like, this book, I loved it too, and it's a dystopian romance novel, and I'm going to be putting the name of like a dystopian novel in case you don't know. And like, this book was based on like the case system. They were in different casts, like there was the cast 1, cast 2, cast 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and this girl called America was a 5. So like the 5s, like they were poor. The 5s, they were poor, and like they were performers. They were like in the arts, I think the art side of like a She was just like a normal girl living her life. They were poor. Sometimes they will not eat. Like, they were actually very poor. And she had this guy that she was dating before. His name was Aspen, and Aspen was a 6 below her, and he was even poorer than her, but like, she loved him so much, and she would actually sacrifice anything that she had for him. So like, there was this thing that they did where like the prince of Ilya, because that's the place, Ilya, the prince of Ilya, when he was like ready for marriage, girls, the daughters of Ilya, like they called it, would sign up so they could come to the palace and like contest to like be the princess. So like, America did not want to do this. Like, she was a very like strong-headed person actually, but like, she ended up signing up, and she went to the palace, and she did not want anything to do with it at all. So she still loved Aspen, and the prince's name was Maxine, and he was actually a very nice guy. It was like the girls in the palace, about 32, they were contesting for the prince's love, and it was crazy. In that palace, it was crazy. You know, when you're around girls now, they will sabotage you. They will try different ways so they can win. So like, that was what was going on in the palace, and it got to a point where I don't want to say too much, but like, it was a lot of drama, you guys. And you guys are going to enjoy this book because it's kind of like very different, and I give this book like, I think, a 5 star. But like, I'm just explaining the selection. That's the first one, so you guys can read the rest. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much on the other ones. I'm just going to be talking about the first book in the series, so like, which is The Selection. And you guys, it was actually a good read. I'm going to be leaving the picture on the screen. It was actually very nice. You guys need to read it. Make sure you read it. And it was not even predictable. To some extent, it was not predictable. Some kind of things that happened were like, oh my god. Yeah, so you need to read it. So the next book is Be the Girl by K.A. Tucker. So this story is about a girl named Aria. This book was kind of like slow from the beginning, but like, when you continue reading it, you will just continue reading it. And it was like kind of like slow in an interesting way, but like I was hooked. Like I must say, I was hooked. Self and her mother, like they moved from where they were before. Like they wanted to start like a new life, forget the things that happened in where they were before, and her mother and her father were separated. So like everything, like they just moved to a whole new place and they wanted to start again. So they were staying with her mother's uncle also. She wanted to just start afresh. Nobody knew like the things that she left behind. Like she just wanted to keep it low and just like start afresh. But she was like going through a lot emotionally, but like it was a lot, sha. And she met this guy named Emmett who like lived next door, and like they were friends. Something like very terrible happened, and like, there was this switch, and like this book was actually very nice. I must say, like, it was not predictable. This book was not predictable at all. The things that happened in the book, you would not expect it, and you guys should read this book. Read it. I give this book like a 4-star, just because it was kind of slow at some point. Yeah, but like it was actually still a good read. You guys still need to read it. I don't want to talk too much about it, so I don't ruin the fun. I don't feel like I'm oversharing about all these books, but I hope I'm not oversharing. So the next book is called A Perfect Chemistry, and this is like a series. And in this series, there's A Perfect Chemistry, Rules of Attraction, and Chain Reaction. And these books are about like 3 brothers. They are Mexican, and the first one is called Alex Fuentes, the second one is called Carlos Fuentes, then the third one is called Luis Fuentes. And Perfect Chemistry is like centered on Alex Fuentes, and Rules of Attraction is centered on Carlos Fuentes, and Chain Reaction is centered on Luis Fuentes. And this book was written by Simon Eccles. I think I'm pronouncing it. I hope I don't ruin the name. So yeah. So like I'm just going to be talking about A Perfect Chemistry because I don't want to. Yeah. So like A Perfect Chemistry was like about Alex Fuentes, and the thing about, okay, they were going to the same school, right? But like they were on different levels. Alex was from like the poor side of the town, and Brittany, the girl, was from like the rich side of the town, and she was like a white girl. Like she was a white girl, so that like they were like Mexicans and white people, they don't mix or so, something like that. So like, you know, like they said Mexican people are like in gangs and all that, so it was like they were just in separate worlds. So Brittany was like Little Miss Perfect. Like everything that she did had to be perfect. The way she dressed had to be perfect, her hair had to be perfect. Everything about her had to be perfect. So like Alex and Brittany, they were like enemies. It has that enemies to lovers thing to it, that you guys. Alex was like from a messed up place, like very messed up. He was in a gang. He used to drink, smoke, and Brittany did not want to involve herself with somebody like that. But as love will have it, and like it was very crazy. Alex like had it bad, like it was terrible. And like this book, you guys should read it. You guys will learn some kind of lessons from. Oh my god, my leg! I need to change my sitting position. You guys like need to read this book. I will give it like a 4-star too. A 4-star. You guys need to read it. Alex was a bad guy. Carlos was even worse than Alex, and Louis was kind of like the smart one. They were all smart in their own way, sure. But like Louis was like the smart one and like the level-headed one to an extent. I think my favorite among this series is like the perfect chemistry. I don't know. I love all of them like equally, but like I don't know. So like the next book is Falling Crest. So like it has two books it's called, the first one is called Falling Crest High and Falling Crest Family, and the author of this book is Tijan. And you guys, Tijan like is actually a very good writer. Like I love, I think I've read like two of Tijan's novels, but like yeah, this one is about it's kind of been noticed I read this book. So like this book is about a girl named Samantha, right? She had two friends, and these two friends, she God, what happened to this girl? Ha, you know those drama like, and this story is actually very relatable to an extent. Like it's very relatable. So like she had two friends, and she found out that one of her friend was, it got to a point where she did not even have friends at all. So like her mom was in a relationship with this guy, right? And the guy was actually very rich, was a rich guy, and he had two sons named Mason and Logan, and they were very close, like they were very close. And like the whole life was like thrown into her face because her mom got married to this guy, and she was not even like from a rich family. She was going to like a private school, and Mason and Logan were going to like a public school. How ironic. So she was going to a private school because her dad was a coach in that school. So like yeah, so Mason and Logan, they chose to go to like a public school because they felt like private school were for snobs and all that. So like everything happened, and our mom was crazy. This is another unpredictable story. Like you guys, our mom was mad. There are a lot of romantic details in this book. You guys just need to read this book. I don't want to talk too much. I hope I'm not revealing too much about all these books. So she now like got into a relationship with her stepbrother, and this was like what just made everything worse. So like I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to talk much. That's where it got worse. So like yeah, and like this book, it's nice. You guys should read it. Just download it or buy it. It's nice. Read it. Take my word for it. So you guys, the next story is called Long Story Short. So like this book is written by Serena Kaylor. So like this book is a YA novel. All the books that I've listed, they are YA novels. So like this book is about a girl named Beatrice, and she was homeschooled. So like she was very antisocial, let me say it like that. She's a nerd, like they say she's a nerd, and like she only cared about like her book. Like she did not have like a social life at all. She didn't have a social life at all. So then she applied to college, but her parents were like of the opinion that she should wait till she's like a bit more mature. She was like 16 and she applied to college. She was a very smart person. So like she got into, I think, Oxford, and her parents were like, no, you're not going to Oxford. You're not going to Oxford until you learn how to socialize. Who knows if you'll be able to cope in a whole new environment, a new country. University is a very big deal. So like she did not like her parents' decision at all. Like she was sulking and all that, and she really wanted to go to school because she felt like she was stuck there, and her parents gave her like one condition, that she should like go to a camp, and they wrote her like a list of things that she should complete before she would be allowed to go. So like she had to complete the list, and like this list was Things that you should have done, like if you were like a social person, I must say, or like if you were exposed. Yeah. So like the list was actually crazy, but it was like a big deal to her, and she was like, I'm not going to complete this list. I can't complete it. And like this book is actually a very chill book. It's not too romantic. It's just you read this without like your parents' consent safe, because you're not like it's not like the rest that I've listed below. So I think that's all I'm going to. Okay, so you guys, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope you guys will read these books that I've listed, and I hope you guys will like them. So write their names down, and trust me, you're going to enjoy these books because I enjoyed them. And if you don't enjoy them, it's fine, because we all have like the things that we like. And yeah, just don't comment in my comment section and saying, oh, that book is so stupid. If I listed them, I know that you're not stupid, so don't do that, because a lot of people are like very toxic and crazy, I must say. So don't comment anything stupid. And if you have like book recommendations, leave them down below, and I'll be sure to read them, because that's all I do. I read. Okay, and make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Okay, and follow me on my Instagram, and like I post pictures, videos, and I'm actually very active there, so just follow me. Thank you. Thank you. And check out my old videos and turn on your post notification so you get notified whenever I post. And you guys, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video, same time, same channel, next week. Bye. I hope I was recording. Hey, if I'm not recording, how are you?